Hello, Miss Amigos, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing great. I hope you're having an amazing day. And today, it's time for a first date. But we shall never forget to make our bed as soon as we leave it. Also on the list of things we shall never forget about, freaking out because you don't have anything to wear and you're gonna meet your date in about 20 seconds. In the end, our protagonist even has to pretend the stains on his shirt aren't too bad, because after approximately 2.5 hours, he finally found the outfit he hates the least. As he continues getting ready for your first date, he feels his anxiety rising but tries to conceal it just like he conceals the bags under his eyes that most definitely do not stem from lack of sleep and exhaustion. At least he does not forget to use mouthwash, and by the time he puts on his cologne, he notices his anxiety is at an all-time high. After considering which of his aunt's birthday it could be that he coincidentally forgot about and had to bake a cake for instead of going to his date, he decides he does not want to leave you hanging. So he leaves, and comes back again, and leaves again. His nervousness must have made him forget something in the bathroom. Twice. And then it was finally time for the date. Thinking he was way too late now that he went to the toilet about 14 times, as per usual, he was half an hour early anyway and ended up being the one waiting for you. At some point though, you decided to show up. Hi, how's it going? Glad you're here. Let's go for a walk. Just a quick disclaimer, I wasn't wearing a mask in this video because it would ruin the entire video in my opinion, but we made sure that I was nowhere near another person. Now let's finally hear from the person you've been seeing on your screen for the last minute. Vincent, what do you do for fun?
Well, not much. No, I'm joking, obviously.
He wasn't.
Usually I just listen to music, and if I'm not doing that, which I do that most of the time, you can probably find me playing Apex, which is a game on the PS4. Not that I'm like super into gaming, although I do enjoy a couple of games here and there. If I'm not doing that, then I'm probably watching a TV show. Even though I feel like the quality of TV shows really declined in the last couple of years, so I'm not really into TV shows that much anymore. I mean, I feel like because we've been inside for so long, I don't really have that many outdoorsy hobbies, but I also think that I haven't had that many outdoorsy type of hobbies before. I do like to go for walks, but other than that, I don't know. I just like to enjoy myself in good company, I guess.
What's your favorite song, singer, band, and movie?
Ooh, difficult. Probably right now, in terms of my favorite singer, I would have to say Kiana. I'm really into R&B, and I don't really listen to much else anymore. Used to be into pop as well, but I don't really listen to pop music anymore. And what's my favorite song? That question always gets me. Hang on, let me think. There are two songs that I always find myself going back to. The first one is... They're getting married, cute. This'll be us. Now you have to run away because that's like way too early. The first one is Clutch by Coltrane featuring Kiana, and the second one must be Electric by Alina Baraz featuring Khalid. Do you know them? Do you like them? If not, then I will have to leave. And what was your last question? Favorite movie, right? You know, I have this thing with movies, and the thing is that I don't really like movies. I hope you're not too offended. I hope you're not too into movies. Come back. My problem with movies is just they're too long for me. That's why I prefer TV shows.
I know for a fact that I'm not the only one who's really bothered by this, but I'm really bothered by this strand of hair. Why the fuck would you not cooperate? Thank you for nothing. Goodbye.
But you can also convince me otherwise. I mean, if you have a favorite movie, then we can totally watch that one together someday, maybe. Are you thirsty, by the way? Do you want to grab a coffee or anything like that? Oh, you said yes?
What's your star sign?
My star sign, are you into astrology? I am a Libra. And I like being a Libra, actually.
So, are you able to make decisions in the moment?
No. Decisions aren't easy for me. Do you like kids? Especially when I have to make the decisions very spontaneously, but that's just something that I'm trying to live with, and I don't think I'm getting better at it at all. I'm not a spontaneous kind of person anyway, so I think it's just not in my DNA. Do you maybe want to sit down? Maybe over there.
Do you prefer villages or cities with buzzing life?
I'm definitely the city kind of person. When I was really young, we used to live in a village, and I don't know, there were like 2,000, 1,000 people living there, and everyone knew each other, and even as a kid I didn't like it. I just can't ever see myself going back to that.
Are you more of a stay-at-home person or a love-to-go-out person?
I know there's a lot to do in bigger cities, but I feel like I'm still more of a stay-at-home kind of person, although it always depends on the company as well. I would never go out by myself, and I don't see myself ever doing that, but if I'm in the right company, then I also like going out. As I said, I like going for walks, and I like a good coffee in a nice cafe or something like that, but I'm definitely not the partying type of person, if that's what you wanted to know.
Cereal or milk first?
Oh, is that an important question for you? Well, I definitely have to say that I put in the cereal first. I don't understand. Why would you put in the milk first? You don't know how much cereal you want or how much cereal you put in. Let's grab a boba. Alright, I guess you gotta go now, huh?
What this blurry mess was trying to say is that it was extremely cold and he just wanted to go home.
It was so nice hanging out with you. Thank you so much. See you later. That's not something you would say. Bye, have a great day.
After what has clearly been the best first date you've ever been on, you both waste no time texting each other because seriously, there's no sense in playing a stupid game because you'd both lose in the end. Instead, you decide to be mature and tell each other what you think because we love healthy communication. Thank you very much. Out of all of the restaurants, you obviously chose the fanciest one, which is why the protagonist is extra nervous getting ready for your second date. Clearly, this is just a desperate try to find a reason for his anxiety, but either way, he puts on his best suit, which by the way he surprisingly grew out of, buys you flowers, and waits for you. And waits some more. And keeps waiting, and yeah. Eventually, though, it was time for his dramatic double take. He just spotted the most beautiful person in the entire world.
Hi, so good to see you again. These are for you.
Silence!
Nothing shall ruin their second date experience, so the random Italian crowd had to go. But cue the jazzy background music.
Wait, hang on. How are you? How's it going? So glad you suggested this super fancy restaurant that we're in. It's really nice here, yeah. I've never been here before, never in my entire life. Never have I ever set foot into this super fancy restaurant before. Alright, are you hungry? Cheers to us. So happy to drink water out of this super fancy glass.
What will you do after being an influencer?
Well, I hope I can stay as creative as I am doing this job. Other than that, well, I did study, so I'm hoping that that wasn't for nothing and that I can put it to good use at whatever job is coming my way. While I was studying, I sort of dove into journalism a little bit, and I could see myself doing that, but more so for like a cool magazine. I could also see myself becoming a creative director and stuff, but my work experience as well as the job opportunities are limited in these areas, I think, and many people are interested in that. So right now I'm just really enjoying the privilege that I have with this job, and I'm just enjoying the job in general, you know?
What's something you'd never change about yourself? The awkward moment you put too much food in your mouth and the other person is waiting for a response.
I think my eyebrows, because I tried that once when I was younger, or I accidentally made a mistake that I could not get rid of for years. And so right now I'm really hoping that I'll never change my eyebrows, because that was a time that I do not want back.
What do you need to be introduced to your parents?
Interesting question. I don't really know. I think it doesn't really have to do with what the partner has to offer, more so with what I feel for that person. Can't really think of something. I want to really like that person before I introduce them to my parents, because I've never done that before. And so you shouldn't just be anybody, I guess. You would have to be that person, you know?
What are your thoughts on family? Do you want kids or how do you feel about marriage?
My thoughts on family. I like the idea of family. I really love the idea of family that you're presented with in television and movies and stuff. Most of the time. And I could definitely see myself starting a family, whether or not that includes kids and marriage. I am undecided, I think. I absolutely love kids. I adore kids. I'm really good with kids, I'd say. Right now, I don't see myself having a kid, but I don't know what I feel like in 8 years, 5, 4, 10. And marriage, I personally just don't feel the need for, I don't know, any sort of signature or any potentially higher power to sign off on my love for another person. I just don't see the need in that. Then again, I've never been close enough to a person to even consider marriage, so I don't know yet what I'll think if I do find a person that I could imagine spending the rest of my life with.
Boxers or briefs?
Where did that question come from? Well, I wear boxers, just because you really had to know.
Apparently he doesn't know what he's talking about, because according to the internet, the term for what he's wearing is trunks. Do you use your tongue when you kiss?
Well, I don't kiss and tell. Maybe you'll get to find out, who knows?
Have you had any serious relationships?
I actually haven't, no. There's not much else to say. There's no deep story behind it. I just haven't found the person that I would want to be in a relationship with or that would want to be in a relationship with me. I was in both situations before, and I think it was just a question of feelings developing or not developing, and yeah, that's just life, I guess, dating. That's empty.
Well then, would you like to watch a movie together?
I was thinking the same thing. Maybe we can watch your favorite movie and you can convince me why movies are good or why this one particular movie is good. How about I text you? Well then, thank you so much for tonight. All right, let's head out. Don't forget your flowers.
After a really nice dinner, Vincent came home and decided to text you right away.
Yeah, I don't know if this movie could change my mind. I still don't know how I feel about movies, to be honest.
What's your love language? And how do you like to receive love?
I think words, affectionate words, is how you can really get to me and how I feel loved, I guess. Also, little actions that underline these words that really make me feel like you actually mean what you say, because I feel like just saying something doesn't necessarily mean that you actually mean it. I think it's the way you say it and the way you behave when you say it and before you say something and afterwards. And I think that's also my way of showing love, because if I really trust you and believe that this could turn into something, then I also think I show that with words and just like little actions, I don't know, caressing your cheeks or something, I don't even know. I also, please don't judge me, tend to just look at the other person. Some people might call it staring, but I don't know.
Body count?
Body count. Oh, I know this song by Jesse Reyes, right? And Normani and Kehlani. That's a great song. Really like that song.
Threesome?
A threesome. Do you mean if I ever had one, or if I could see myself ever having one, or either way? I think it's a no. I mean, it's definitely no for the past. I've never had a threesome. You never know what the future brings. But right now, what I can say is that I wouldn't want one, or never in my past have I thought that I would want one. I don't see that changing, but you never know.
Tell me an embarrassing story, please.
I mean, I obviously don't want to talk about previous dates and stuff, but there was this one date, a first date that I was on last year, if you're watching this. That was really embarrassing, period. Okay, I'll finish the story. We went to grab something to drink, or we just grabbed 2 bottles, and then we went for a walk. Eventually, we sat down by the river, and everything was great. The sun was shining, it was really hot. Obviously, there were a lot of bees and wasps and whatever kind of animals, just the type of animals that I hate. I almost finished my bottle. It was some sort of soda. Just a sip was left in this bottle. I went for that last sip. I drank it, and then I realized that I had a wasp in my mouth, and without really thinking about it, I just spat it out right in front of me, and that was just such a horrible moment, because, I mean, just super embarrassing, because that's not how you want to present yourself on a first date, and just in general, ever, I don't know. But it also doesn't happen every day that you almost drink a wasp. I tried to play it cool, but it's fine, it wasn't too bad, I hope. Alright, so how about to end the night? You can ask one more question. Think carefully about that question.
Let's be crazy and get married in Vegas.
Oh my god, I was thinking the same exact thing. What the fuck? What are we waiting for? Let's go!
Since Vincent didn't do it, I'm here to thank you so much for going on these 3 best dates of his life with him. He is eternally grateful. Anyway, enjoy your wedding and congrats on changing his mind about marriage. I'm sure that's gonna work out. Wink, wink. All there's left to say is thank you so much for watching this video y entonces nos vemos la próxima vez y bye!